Welcome back to Twitch Sub Tips. Appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. We are moving on to a new project, and this project is inspired by TT23's performance at the Madden Challenge Club Series. I can't remember which club he was in, but what I noticed is that he played a really, really good game against his opponent, and he kept him off balance. I believe he was playing against Kiv, and what he did is he just ran a triple option based attack out of the San Francisco book from their two back stuff. And I mean, that's good. We've all faced that. But the more you dive into this book, the more that you realize that it could be a very, very painful experience on defense for your opponent if you lab this right. And the first thing I want to show you is the single back ace pair. And the play is come back and go. Now, I want to call this against cover one. And what I've done is I've placed the fastest DB out there on this come back and go route. Now, we've talked about share routes on my YouTube channel and how they are one-play touchdowns against cover one. But there are no share routes in the game that are quite like this from what I can tell. This one has kind of an unbumpable release, so he gets into his route really fast and doesn't really have choppy steps on it. So what you're going to notice is that this is a very, very easy pass to throw against cover one, and it's unbumpable against press. So if your opponent's running press on you, even if you have a speed disadvantage, you're going to be able to make the DB look stupid. And Terrell has 92 speed. I think Coates has 90 or 91 speed. So this is an example in which the DB is faster. So this is like going to be a good example for what you could do to a Deion Sanders with, say, somebody like maybe an Antonio Brown or somebody like that in Ultimate Team. So the next thing I want to show you is maybe if they were to back off their coverage. So say they know that you're running this route, so they back off of Sammy Coates. This still gets open against off cover one. So just take a look at this right here. He's going to freeze on that share, and then he just gets blown right by. And again, that's a guy who has a speed advantage on Sammy Coates, getting beat by a good 5 yards. And this is especially important because a lot of players out there are running these cover ones that look something like this, where they'll just run something that looks like this, and they'll just lurk the middle of the field, sending only three with these defensive ends in clouds or hard flats. And what this will do is it'll really open you up to get time in the pocket, and you'll just sit and wait and then bombs away, because this route is untouchable by anything that doesn't have a deep half safety over the top. Now, let's take a look at what happens if your opponent were to simply go to, say, cover three. Now, if they were in some sort of cover three match, it would be the exact same as versus cover one. But if they're in a true cover three press, you're going to see right here what happens. He doesn't really play it the same way. So that is the best way if you're facing this chair route, is to simply go to a deep third on the outside. So if your opponent, is running cover one and they know you're in a chair route, when you face these chair routes, if you're on defense, go ahead and put this guy into a deep third, and he'll drop off of the route and not get torched by it. And you can have everyone else in the man coverage. And you can see there that's not a lob out touchdown. It's a pretty good spot to be in. Now, obviously, you could still get swerved, but that's a much better alternative than a one-play touchdown. So if you're somebody who loves your cover one, put those outside corners in deep zones. They'll do a much better job reacting to this chair route. Overall, this Niners playbook, the direction I'm going to be taking it, I feel like the way that I want to go is with multiple tight ends on the field, tight ends with good receiving stats. So I've already got the Jordan Reed, that million coin item. I've got the Gronkowski, who's a great blocker, big body, high point guy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to spread the ball out. I'm going to mix in my speed threats like Tyreek Hill or Brandon Cooks, and then have a good running back. And I'm going to try to mix up a nice running attack from the Niners book, and then use these speed threats on the outside to torch the cover one. Because ultimately people are going to see, hey, he's got multiple tight ends. He's not going to beat me deep. But then when we spring these chair routes and things like that on him, these unbumpable routes that are really, really good against man coverage, that are in the book that the Niners have, it's going to put our opponents in a situation where they don't know what they're exactly defending. And when you're in that situation and you can dictate the pace of the game, that is exactly where you want to be. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys. I know that we revisited the chair route for my YouTube channel. This is actually the best chair route in the game. I just hadn't told anybody about it to this point. And then I also showed you how to defend the chair route if you face somebody who's going to run this against you. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys next week with the next sub tip. Until then, get in the lab and good luck.